Hi, Atticus. Yeah, 3. Yep. Hi, buddy. Hi. Come on, let's go. Come on. Go this way. Yes. Where are you going? What's going on, YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. If you've been here before, thank you for returning. If you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications so you are notified every single time I drop a video and you don't miss not one video. Everybody in here, smash that like button, share this video, and drop a comment down below during the video, after the video, before the video, whatever you feel. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you like about the video. Let me know what you want to see next. You saw by the title and the thumbnail, we got a good one. So let's get straight into this groom. Also, you guys, make sure you're continuing to watch the ads. I know some of them can be a little lengthy, but watch them as much as you can for as long as you can. It truly does help support the channel and support me. It helps me to do this on a more full-time basis, and it really does keep me out in the algorithm as I've been, and keeps the channel growing. I really appreciate it and love you guys. Let's get back into the groom. Okay, everybody, so this is Atticus, and this is actually his very first time at the salon, and today we're going to be doing a teddy bear haircut on him today, but not your exact teddy bear haircut. His body is pretty much the same, but the head is a little different. But when he was all said and done, I will say he looked absolutely adorable. I was like, okay, I get it. But when I was doing it, I didn't see the vision. I didn't see it while I was grooming him, the haircut that she wanted. But once he was done, I was like, okay, I get it. He looks absolutely adorable. So Atticus is a mini doodle, but I'm not all the way sure what kind of doodle he is. I think he is a mini Aussie doodle, if I am not mistaken, and I think that because of his eyes, and I'm almost positive that's what she said. But he is a very sweet boy, but he's one of those dogs where you see his eyes and you're like, are you going to be good for your haircut, or are you going to be bad for your haircut? So he was pretty fair. He's pretty decent. I think he did absolutely wonderful, and he was just all around a good boy. And funny enough, this was actually the same day that I recorded Boober's appointment. So right after I got done washing him, I put him back to relax, and I pulled Boober out to give him his bath. So I actually recorded a whole bunch of dogs that day that I'm still going to upload. I haven't got a chance to upload all of them yet. I've been trying to give y'all some pretty decent videos throughout the week. So I still have a whole bunch of other videos to go through. So what I'm washing Atticus in is Hydra's whitening shampoo, and it's pretty much a good color enhancing shampoo. So it brightens up his white coat, and it also brightens up the black spots. If you guys have a white or black dog, Hydra is really good for that. It will make the coat shine, especially if it's black. It'll make the coat shine and sparkle and just get it really clean. I will say with Hydra, the feel of it doesn't feel like it's clean, but the dog is actually clean. It's really weird. But the color that comes after scrubbing them in the whitening shampoo is amazing. Like, it makes their coat so bright white, and it makes the black like a rich black. So it's really nice to see when you're trying to get your dog like super clean, to use a good shampoo that's going to brighten them up, because Hydra is really good. But that's what I'm washing him in for his first wash. And his second wash is that orange bottle that you see. That is the iGroom conditioner mixed in with the protein shampoo that conditions as well. So he's getting a double condition, because I feel like doodles really need a good conditioner for their coat, and that little mixture that I create is really good for that. Now, what I do want to say is Atticus has the prettiest blue eyes. I swear, the prettiest blue eyes. But it's unfortunate because his eyes stain and tear so badly. Now, if you have a dog that has excessive tear staining or licking their paws excessively, it's typically an allergy. And trying to track down what your dog is allergic to is really hard, because there's so many things a dog can be allergic to, and dogs can have seasonal allergies where they are allergic to pollen and they're allergic to the grass. I've seen a dog that's actually allergic to the grass, so it's a struggle trying to deal with allergies. but you want to give your dog things that are going to boost their immune system. So bee pollen is really good if your dog has a pollen allergy, because it helps to boost their immune system and build up their immune system to fight against pollen. It actually lessens their reaction to pollen. So bee pollen is really good to put in their food. And on the note of bee pollen, is actually really good for humans for the same exact source. So if you have allergies to anything outside related, really anything outside related like pollen, if you're allergic to the dander outside, if the air quality is not good and you feel like your allergies are going to flare up that day, bee pollen is actually really good for humans too. So it does the same thing for humans that it does for dogs. So I definitely recommend taking advantage of that. So I actually want to talk about something real quick before we get deep into the groom, because the groom is going to be coming up shortly. So I had this client. Well, actually, he's on my page under the community page. His name is Flash, and he, when I groomed him last week, he had a little tiny spot on his neck, and after shaving it, I told the mom, like, hey, this looks like yeast. You might want to get it checked out. So she took her dog to the vet. Now, Flash is probably about 4.5, 5 months old. So he's kind of young for yeast to be starting, but it's so common down here in the South, it's not even funny. So when I saw it, I was like, okay, I can see that. And then it was also on his back left paw that he had little yeasty flakes on his back left paw. So she took him to the vet, and the vet yelled at her for listening to her groomer and told her this is not yeast, this is a hot spot. And I'm like, well, yeast can create a hot spot, so it really can all fall under the same category. But nevertheless, the vet was upset that she listened to the groomer about what it was, as opposed to just bringing the dog straight to the vet. Now, mom thought it was just a regular old mat and thought I would have to shave it out, but upon shaving it, I realized that it was crusty and everything under there. So the vet scolded her about listening to the groomer, even though we got her to the vet to see the vet. But nevertheless, then the vet scolded her about the type of food that she feeds her dogs and said, you feed cheap food to your dogs. You shouldn't feed cheap. You buy cheap food. You shouldn't do that to your dogs. You should upgrade to Pro Plan. Now, here's my thing. The food that she feeds her dog is a Purina line of food. Pro Plan is another Purina line of food. Purina is actually not a good brand of food, and I know a lot of people are on that because the vet recommends it. It's actually not a good food. Now, scolding her for feeding a brand of Purina, whether it be the cheaper than Pro Plan or not, it's still coming from the same company. They still use the same artificial flavors and cheap fillers in the food. It's all the same company. The only difference between what she feeds and Pro Plan is that what she feeds is colorful as opposed to Pro Plan. Now, you all know I am pro raw or home cooked food. If you can't do raw, home cooked, but raw is the absolute best for your dog. It's the best biological appropriate diet for your dog. I also understand that some people cannot afford raw, so they kind of go with what they can get. But with the food that she feeds, she also adds in actual meats to their diet. So they get ground chicken or ground turkey or ground beef or ground pork. She feeds all that to her dogs, and I thought, I was like, that's actually a good thing, because those meats are really good for the dog. You don't want to cook it all the way. You want to lightly cook it, but nevertheless, it's still good for the dog. So I don't understand. I was confused, and she was confused because she told the vet, she said, well, excuse me, but me and my groomer work very hard to keep my dogs healthy. And if it wasn't for my groomer saying something, I wouldn't be here today. So what is it? Why do vets get upset when groomers make a recommendation about something on a dog's skin? That's it. we only say, oh, it could be this, it looks like this, but you want to get it checked out by a vet. So either way, when she picked up the dog, I asked her, did they tell you what the hot spot was from? And she said the vet said the hot spot was from a mat on the dog that they kept scratching at. And that's where I kind of had to be like, I don't know about that. Because although mats can cause a hot spot, mats only cause a hot spot if the skin is moist or the fur is moist close to the skin. That's what creates a hot spot, because it creates bacteria and some type of fungal built up on the skin, and that'll cause a hot spot because that'll cause the dog to dig. Now, a hot spot is typically from some sort of trauma on the skin that creates dermatitis to the skin. So just a regular mat is not gonna cause the dog to get a hot spot. Nonetheless, the dog was at the salon a week prior and he had no mat, so it wasn't from a mat. What I did tell her was he probably has an allergy, and because of his allergy, he's digging at his skin, which caused bruising, which caused the hot spot, because it's not just on his neck, it's also on his back foot. And when your dog is typically breaking out in multiple areas, it's not just a quote-unquote hot spot, a one-off hot spot. That's something you need to take a look at, because it's something that they're eating that's coming through the skin. So, but I understand on a pet parent standpoint, because you're dealing with your vet and your vet is telling you one thing, but your groomer is telling you something different. So it's like, who do you listen to? Well, you listen to the vet because the vet has a degree. But for me, and I know every parent is not like this, and I didn't used to be like this until I started doing my own research. For me, I will look a little deeper into it and not just take what the vet says as word, especially how the vet reacted to me coming to you. Something is a little fishy about that, so I personally would check. But to tell the parent, don't feed that food, feed this food, it's the same exact brand. It's literally all the same thing. So if you are feeding your dog any type of if you're feeding your dog any type of Purina and some form of Purina, so they have Purina Pedigree, Purina Beneful, I want to say it's Meaty Morsels, Pro Plan, there's Purina 1. If you're feeding your dog any line of Purina, whether you switch to Pro Plan or Purina 1 or Beneful or Pedigree, it's all the same thing. It's literally all the same thing. It's not a good food. We're always going to recommend doing something different, but we also understand what you can afford for your dog. But anyway, I said all that to say, let me know in the comments if y'all ever had an experience like that where you were scolded by your vet for doing something, because that's actually not the first client that's come to me that said I was scolded by my vet about doing this. Now, I don't understand. Now, when I'm talking to a customer about dog food or anything, I never scold anybody about what they're feeding their dog, because one, you are a grown woman or man. Okay? Who am I to scold you? I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to try and educate you to do better. I'm going to give you all the resources I know, offer you to do your own research, and go from there. But I'm never going to scold you. So, has anybody else had an encounter like that? Like, I have never had that before. But it was so crazy to me that happened to her, and I felt so bad for her, because you could just tell she was like in awe, and I felt like she was upset at me for making the recommendation. But it's like, I'm only telling you what I see 24/7 down here in the South, and this is what it looks like. Now, what I will say is, I do still think it's yeast. I think he's going to have an issue later on in life because it's starting so young, but I'm hoping she can catch it early. Hopefully it doesn't develop into anything major. But let me know in the comments if you ever had an encounter like that, or your experience at the vet if you told your vet that you were feeding raw and how that went for y'all. Because I'm currently looking for a new vet. I was going to one vet, but I'm not satisfied with that vet. It's a long story, but I'm not satisfied with that vet. So I'm currently looking for a new vet and someone who does traditional medicine and holistic medicine. Because I'm okay with both. Okay, so starting off his groom, I'm going to be doing his paw pads and his nails. I was on a bit of a time crunch this day in terms of trying to get him done because his mom was on her way because she had to pick him up by a certain time. So I'm going to be flying through this groom pretty quickly, but I'll go over everything that I'm doing. No, this is not sped up. This is literally me flying through doing his paw pads pretty quickly.
What time are they scheduled to come in? Oh, okay. No. No earlier. It's because I forgot to write down the ones up top that says Daisy. I forgot to write them down. But they're just bass. You know Daisy and Penny. Penny's no, Penny's a little tan chihuahua and Daisy is black and white. Yeah. What kind of dog? Yeah. What time is it coming in? Last time?
You know what's so funny? I'm listening to this conversation here in the salon this day, and we're talking about Winnie the puppy, who I actually just recently uploaded to my channel, so y'all can see how around the same time all of these grooms were. Because I just uploaded Winnie, and this was back in early July. So, and here we are, early September, and I'm just getting caught up on these videos. So I thought that was kind of funny. One thing I did state just now is that his paws are very black because he excessively licks the bottom of his paws. That is an allergy, so usually when you see something like that, it's probably an allergy to grass or an allergy to some type of treatment that is on the grass, but typically it's an allergy from outside. They're stepping on something and it's causing them to excessively lick their paws because it's irritating their paws. And it doesn't necessarily have to be grass. It could be a pesticide to use to treat the grass, but it's definitely something environmental outside.
Tatiana's like my favorite haircut. quick if you just stay still. Right. The more you jerk your little paw, try and snatch it away. No, no, no. Come here. Then I gotta demat. Come on. Your mama wants to lick you, but don't you touch it. Don't you even think about licking it. Atticus, you're okay, baby. You're okay. Good job. Then when she starts to grow back in, you can leave her fluffy this time. They want to make it seem like it's their choice.
So to start off his haircut, I'm going to go through with my Christensen slicker brush, and that brush is actually linked in the description. It is a phenomenal brush. I absolutely love this brush. It is long pinned and it actually breaks through some tangles. Not all tangles, but it breaks through a good amount of tangles on the dog, and it helps to really prepare their coat for the clippers. After I brush his coat out, I'm going to go through with a 3/4 guard comb on his body, and I try and rotate him around so you guys can see me clippering. Sometimes I may miss rotating him around, but for the most part I try and spin him so you guys can watch me do it, since this is a stationary camera view. And this is back when I didn't have the equipment that I have now, so that is why it is a stationary camera view. But I know some people enjoy this view, so I don't mind posting this one as well as the first person's view. Which, to be honest, moving forward on my channel, you'll probably see those two the most, because those ones are the easiest to record. I do have a little Atticus camera. It's something like the GoPro, but I don't really like the video quality on it, so I am actually looking to upgrade to a GoPro. But in the meantime, I use my actual cell phone to record. So when you see those first person views, a lot of it is on my cell phone. Some of it is on the Atticus camera, but a lot of it is on my cell phone.
He don't like being brushed. He's not a fan. He also had a couple tangles in his face, but
Okay, so now I'm going to be going through with the 3/4 of an inch on his body, and like I said, I'm going to rotate him around so you guys can see what I'm doing. Now when she dropped him off this morning, I believe she dropped him off in the morning, she explained that she did not want him cut super short, but she didn't want him left really long either. So I could have gone with a 5/8 guard, but I feel like that might have been a little too short for her given how long and fluffy she wanted at the top of his head. So I went with the 3/4 guard, and she absolutely loved the haircut. And for those of you that go by letters, 3/4 is an A guard comb. It's typically like a lavender color, but it is a guard comb. You will actually see me do this a lot. I'm going to clipper and then I'm going to go through and back brush and then clipper again. Back brushing is something that I typically always talk about. It is how you get the most even cut that you're going to do, and it also helps a lot with scissor work. It drastically decreases your scissor work so you don't have to sit there and trim the legs with shears too much. It literally cuts down the scissoring time and makes your life a lot easier if you back brush and go over the leg. One interesting thing about dogs is that when you are trying to clipper their leg, they will put their face directly in front of their leg, so you can't do like look at what he's doing now. That's that's what they do. They literally stick their face directly in front of what you're wanting. That's them being passive aggressive. When you hear me talk about dogs being passive aggressive, this is what I'm talking about. They will move to one side of the table as far away from you as they possibly can so they don't have to get anything done. They will put their face directly in front of their leg so you can stop shaving their leg. Like, they'll pull their leg away while you're doing something. I literally just said to him, Atticus, I need to shave your leg so your mother can come get you. Don't you want to go home? I know you guys in the comments laugh at me talking to these dogs, but y'all don't understand how much I laugh at myself.
Atticus? No. Uh-uh. No, no. Yeah, I got your leg. You can't go nowhere. I took it because you wasn't doing my side. Yes, that's what. Yeah, right. Right. Yeah. Oh my God. Right. Well, last time you took it a little tighter here. I forgot. Sorry. Uh-oh. When they start that
So now I'm going to take an inch guard comb over his head when he stops fighting me for it. So she likes the top of his head really, really full, and she likes his muzzle trimmed up a little bit on the tighter side, but not super short. But she likes it trimmed up on the tighter side. So we leave the top of his head really full. We only lightly scissor it on top, and then I scissor his visor so his hair is not covering the front of his eyes. And then I scissor his muzzle a bit, but I don't scissor his face really tight because she doesn't like a tight face on him. Now, can we just take a quick second to admire his coloring? Like, he's gray with black patches, but he's white with gray and black. He's a beautiful dog. Oh my god, he's gorgeous. And I didn't notice that until I'm watching this video. Like, when I was grooming him, I saw gray. I didn't see the details in his coat. He's a all around beautiful dog.
he's ready to go. and then it gets better. Yep. That's two. She's the freaker outer. I'm the calm one.
Seth's always telling me to go with the flow, but he's always getting mad because certain clothes aren't clean, the door didn't shut the right way.
Yeah.
I'm like, and I need to go with the flow.
She kills me.
So right now I'm measuring how much to take off of his tail because I'm not really sure what she wanted off his tail because she didn't give a lot of direction on the tail. But given the fact that his tail was so long, something told me that she likes it long. So I measured to what would drag the ground and cut just right above it. So it sweeps it very lightly, but it doesn't drag the ground. And now I'm going to go throughout his body and scissor him up, scissor his legs and his undercarriage.
Oh yeah. Ooh, can't. Wow, go down. No, he was. Oh no, I want to take it because he has absolutely perfect. Yes, their legs are in an S. That one. That's why as of lately, every doctor that I get, you going to sleep. I ain't like, come on, swing a bit. Yes. I want to swing a bit here. Oh, it's hard. That's why when people complain about people, I'm like, what? Man, people are the nicest dog I've ever groomed. Right, super easy to get to quick. Right. Me either. Yeah. You know, you can always look at a dog and be like, I think you're going to be bad for this.
Yeah, like kid that bites. I don't know about this.
Yep.
I gotta go grocery shopping now.
Well, that sucks. you can't be like this. I know. You don't like it. You don't like really nothing, huh?
Oh yeah,
You don't like nothing on your face.
right. You can see what I'm gonna get there too. You got to. But I want Ed to make it. Just kind of mad. We're getting like the situation. I think my dad would too.
So right now I'm just going to be cleaning up around his eyes and not taking too much off the top of his head because like I said earlier, I know I'm saying this again, but she doesn't want much of anything off the top of his head. So I'm going to be cleaning up his eyes really good so he can see, and cleaning up his visor so it doesn't fall and grow into his face in a week.
I usually go to church right before this.
Oh, you're looking at sorry.
Okay, so now I'm putting the finishing touches on Atticus. So we're going to take a quick flashback look at his before. This is him when he first came in, and now we're going to take a look at his after.
Yeah.
And this is the completed haircut. Like I said, I definitely understand the haircut once it's done. He looks absolutely adorable. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys smash that like button, share this video, drop a comment down below, do all that fancy YouTube stuff. I love you guys. Train your dogs for grooming. Make sure you watch every video straight through. Watch those ads. Enjoy the videos. I'll catch you in the next one. Love you guys.